It is the end of January, and I have a question for you. Did you set a goal? And if you set one, did you stick with it? Setting goals is tricky in high school, and the problem is not a lack of motivation, it's how we set the goals. Particularly for high school students, it's a really tricky time in your life. I work with students all across the country, and I hear very similar themes from almost all of them. So many students come up to me and they say, oh, I want better grades. I want to stop procrastinating. I want to get into college, whatever it may be. So today I'm going to show you how to specifically set goals while you're in high school with a few different mental shifts. Number one, you have to understand, why do most of the time we fail at trying to achieve a goal? Well, the number one reason why we fail often is that they're too vague. For instance, how many times have you said, oh, I want to lose some weight, I want to get better grades, I want to get a job, I want to make a little money, whatever it is, these vague type of aspirations, and that's really what they are. They're wishes. They're not a goal. So I could sit here and do a whole training on SMART goals. You might have even heard of SMART goals. We're not going to do that today, but all you have to really think about is really having a specific and measurable type of thing towards that goal. If you want to lose weight, you have to see how much weight you want to lose. I want to lose 15 pounds. And you have to have an end date, right? I want to lose 15 pounds by April 15th, whatever. I want to take my chemistry grades from a C average to a B average by the end of the year. Even just that specific thing that we could actually measure and figure out, and a date, and you're off to the races. Now, the second part today is that we have to understand that the goal is the destination, but the road towards that goal is a process. And we have to have a system, because how many times have you said to yourself, oh, I want to get better grades, and then do nothing about it? Well, how are we going to get those better grades? So maybe if your goal is to, oh, I want to get better grades, obviously we have a much more specific goal than that, but here's a system. Okay, every day I come home, I study for 20 minutes, I put the phone in another room, and I set a timer. Now you can think of those as small daily tasks to get you towards that goal at the end of the semester or at the end of the year. For me, I'm a huge proponent of routines, because then you can build in not only routines that will kind of foster your goals, but routines that will foster so many other aspects of your life. So what is the routine that you do when you get home from school? What is the routine that you do at the end of the day before you go to bed? What's the routine, the first thing you do when you wake up? Do you decide to get up and hit that snooze button and scroll on your phone? Or do you decide to wake up, throw your shoes on, and go for a jog, or whatever that looks like for you? Now, as I just mentioned, you have these objectives or these tasks along your way to meet your goal. You got to make sure that these tasks are really, really achievable. Very, very easy. For instance, if you tell yourself, oh, I'm going to study every day for an hour, and you've never studied before in your life, well, then you're probably not going to be able to be consistent with that. But if you say, I'm going to open the book and I'm going to read 3 pages, that's super easy. You can nail that. And the key here is consistency. Because once you win every single day, momentum starts to build, and all of a sudden you're in March and April, and you're killing it. Now, the most important thing before we go any further is to make sure we're aligned right now, because the only goal you should have right now is to make sure you hit the like button and to subscribe to this channel. That's like the biggest thing, right? I just want to make sure. All right, and lastly, we have to attach our goal to an identity. We have to make sure that you are in line with what you want to achieve. Now, we could sit here and go through a whole vision building exercise and mission and identity mapping and all these things. But even just today, I want to give you a quick little example. If you're telling yourself that you want to get better grades, but your identity doesn't match that, you think of yourself subconsciously as a person who is just not smart enough, just not, not bright enough, not intelligent enough, then that's never going to work. So you have to develop an identity to yourself that says, I am capable of becoming my best possible version. Now, that sounds super, super fluffy, but it's really important, because if you don't have that backing, then you're not going to be able to get better grades, because when the rubber meets the road and here's your daily task to open up the page and read 3 pages, you're just not going to do it, because that is a different type of motivation. That's more of an inspiration. That's something that's inspiring inside you. So if you're going to remember anything today, the most important thing to understand is that it's not goals that change you, and it's not goals that make your life so much better. It's a process. It's a system. And in my opinion, it's a daily routine. Now, if you're curious about what to actually put in your daily routine, definitely take a look at this video right over here.